Washington Grown is made possible by funding from the Washington State Department of Agriculture and the USDA Specialty Crop Block Grant Program. And by the Potato Farmers of Washington. Learn why Washington is home to the world's most productive potato fields and farmers by visiting potatoes.com.
On this special season of Washington Grown, we're following Washington produce around the world. Here we go.
I mean, there's just stuff happening everywhere.
Breakfast, lunch, or dinner. I'm doing all the work over here.
That's a Tomas Deluxe. All good things are better shared, right?
Cheers, my friend.
Cheers.
I can't even walk.
We got a lot to explore and a lot to do, so let's get to it.
To Washington.
To Washington. Hi everyone, I'm Christy Gordson and welcome to Washington Grown. Here in our state, we're extremely lucky to enjoy incredible locally grown potatoes. But because our farmers grow such amazing spuds, people all over the world get to enjoy them. Today, we're talking about potatoes around the world. Val's visiting Del Christensen and Sons during harvest.
Wow, there's a big mamma jamma.
That's something I would grab in a grocery store.
Absolutely.
And I'm making beef short rib with purple potatoes at Mint Progressive Indian in Seattle. This is so cute!
Michael Turnip.
You just picked these up down at the market?
On the Pike Place Market in Seattle.
How great is that?
Yeah.
Then Tomas and I are judges for a Vietnamese cooking class.
Don't take it all. Oh, I thought you were.
I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty good.
All this and more today on Washington Grown. India has a rich history of incredible food packed with unforgettable flavors. Here in Seattle, there's a restaurant taking those special culinary techniques and combining them with fresh Washington ingredients to create modern and innovative dishes for guests to enjoy. Mint Progressive Indian is looking to spice up dinner time with amazing tastes, eye-catching plates, and a fine dining experience that will leave you begging for more.
Just got to try it to really understand it.
No mistake, it's not style over substance. It's all here.
Mint's owner Goldie Singh wants his guests to understand that although his menu is inspired by traditional Indian dishes, they should expect something a little different.
Progressive Indian is more approachable and appealing to a wider audience, including those who may not be familiar with traditional Indian flavors. And we try to showcase that in a more modern and inclusive ways to bring new people to this sort of cuisine.
They take traditional dishes and they kind of add their own twist to it.
It has all the flavors you would have in India just combined together.
I just would never have thought of this, but it is sensational.
Food is art, so we try to showcase in the best way we can.
My drink is art.
Yes.
So is yours.
Yeah, so is mine. Our bar team works very closely with the kitchen team. We have a lot of combination of incorporating Indian ingredients like spices into our craft cocktails. So all of those cocktails pair really well with everything that's on our menu.
Awesome. Well, I think we should have a little toast with our fancy drinks.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you so much.
You don't want to miss later in the show when Mint's Chef Sarkar and I make mappas with beef short rib and colorful Washington purple potatoes.
Progressive Indian is motive is basically using the local ingredients.
And you're in a great place for it.
Yeah.
If you want big, healthy, and delicious potatoes in your pantry, there's no better place to start than Washington State. The Columbia Valley has the perfect climate to grow amazing tubers. But without the perfect team of people and a lot of hard work, none of this is possible. Here at Del Christensen and Sons, Damon Christensen works alongside his brothers and father to grow these big, beautiful potatoes.
So it looks pretty desolate out here, and there's a lot of crunching because of all the dead vines and everything, but there's still life beneath us, right?
There's still a lot of life left in these hills. We do what we call top kill. Desiccation just takes out what's green on top. Leaves it like this, it just helps us get ready for harvest, make things a little cleaner in the end. Even though we're killing the greens, the rest of it is still very much alive underneath.
How many of you are there in your family that are working the farm?
I'm one of 5 boys. My dad was one of 5 boys. And my grandpa was one of 5. He did have a sister, though. Working with family can sometimes be pretty hard. We have ups and downs for our own, but I feel like between my brothers and I, we're our own best friends. We get together and do things all the time.
What brings you joy in the work that you do here? What's a good day?
A good day is this, being out in the field. I am not an office person, so the more I'm outside, the happier I am in the end. And it's very, very fulfilling to put something in the dirt and watch it grow and turn around and pull it out of the dirt in the end.
Time to see how these potatoes look.
What am I looking for?
So when I'm looking at these potatoes, I want to look at stem counts. There might be 3 stems there. That'll be a good spot.
Okay. Oh, look at that. Wow, there's a big mamma jamma. Now, what type of potatoes are these again?
These are a russet Norcota.
Russet Norcota.
Yep, they're known for having nice shape, you know, a good blocky potato. That's something I would grab in a grocery store.
Absolutely. We're just gonna put these guys back and say can sleep some more?
Yep.
Before we headed to the packing shed, I got caught up in some family shenanigans.
I'm not a very good throw.
Oh my gosh. Let's see if I can hit somebody. No.
It's a good potato.
That's a nice.
That one might end up in Costco for you.
All right, fun's over. Time to see the packing shed.
So this is our receiving line. Potato trucks come in here, unload. They go up this long conveyor, head into the facility into big storage bins. The darkness helps keep the potatoes away from light. As a potato receives light, it starts to green up.
And then you should keep them stored then in a dark
Yeah,
place
and
as
so
well.
in your home, keep them in a dark corner. Cool, dark is best.
From here, the potatoes are washed and cleaned, then head over to be sized.
So as these potatoes come across the sizer, they get laid onto these cables. These cables will move along here at 50 miles an hour. So imagine trying to take a picture of
I
a
can't.
potato at 50 miles an hour. It gives a green light on the size to hit these little bumpers down here and knock the potatoes off onto each of these conveyors, going every which way, feeding these bins. We're gonna take a look in our camera box.
All right.
We'll open up the top here. Camera takes a picture coming this way, looking at the potato. There is a mirror on the other side. And so it'll use that mirror on the other side and try to capture as much of that potato as we can in an image.
And again, this is at 50 miles an hour.
This is at about 50 miles an hour.
Hot diggity dog.
So this is our cold room. After the potatoes are packed, they come in here and get staged in order to go out on trucks. We'll make sure they're squared and set up, and off they go. And this is the last thing I have to worry about. They get out the door and we're done.
Bye-bye.
Here in Orlando at the Global Produce and Floral Show, our Washington Grown booth was a hub for all kinds of people to check out our amazing Washington products. And to top it all off, Chef Ben was right there cooking incredible dishes and even letting me join in on the fun.
At home in the morning, I like making a super tiny, almost like a mini hash, but we're gonna take this hash and kind of make it almost like Saturday night bleeds into Sunday morning, and we're making this a poutine hash.
Chef Ben starts the gravy by cooking down some thyme, shallots, and garlic, and then adding in some Washington Pinot Noir and some beef broth. And meanwhile, I toss the potatoes in with some butter and a pinch of salt.
You can't go wrong with the smell of a potato cooking in oil.
Potato, salt, butter. That's what my back tattoo says. That's not. I'm not going to tell you if that's true or not.
Yeah, that's up for the people to decide.
Yeah.
So here we are, we're cooking at this wonderful trade show. What's it been like for you so far?
I literally have been having a great time. It's been so good. We've been able to show off multiple Washington State products here. We've been cooking up blueberries, onions, asparagus, our potatoes, you name it. We're just going around making all these amazing recipes. It's been a heck of a time, honestly.
Right. What seems to be the biggest obstacle that most home cooks are facing?
They're either scared or they're not confident, and that all comes down to like a lack of knowledge and a lack of practice. You know, if I throw on some roller skates right now, it wouldn't look good. Right. You know, but give me like 8 years of roller skating.
8 years?
You know, or 10 years.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
I do.
It's totally just practice
and it's
knowledge.
okay to mess it up.
As the broth cooks down, Chef Ben adds some red wine vinegar and a potato starch slurry to thicken it up. Then it's time to serve, but not before we add a very special ingredient.
With the poutine, what's really interesting is everything is kind of one palette of color, right? You're dealing with kind of brown, you're doing brown, and then we get our cheese curds and it's doing white. So we got to add something to kind of brighten this up, right?
Oh, for sure. I'm into health food, so we're going to put a little bit of parsley on top.
Very good. We got to make this very healthy, lower the calorie count. So let's get some parsley on there. It doesn't matter, they're not French fries. Right. The potato is still there, it's still crunchy, and that gravy is awesome.
And we did this Pinot gravy today, but I'm telling you, like at home, you do this, you have these crispy potatoes. I don't care if people judge me. Hit them with a little ketchup, little sriracha,
there you go.
and that kind of like binds them together, and you get these little forkfuls and spoonfuls of spicy potatoes.
There it is.
Stop.
If you want the recipe for this Washington-grown poutine hash, check us out at wagrown.com. And while you're there, you can check out other recipes and learn about other restaurants and farms we visited over the years.
How many potato growers are there in the state of Washington? I'll have the answer for you after the break.
Coming up, I'm making beef short rib at Mint Progressive Indian.
This is so cute!
Micro turnip
You just picked these up down at the market?
from the Pike Place Market in Seattle.
How great is that?
And we're in the kitchen at Second Harvest trying Chef Laurent's potato puree.
There are roughly 250 potato growers in the state of Washington. Most of that is grown in the Columbia Basin and in the Skagit County.
We're back at Mint Progressive Indian. With plates as colorful and creative as they are tasty, Mint is handcrafting dishes for hungry guests that are sure to please. According to owner Goldie Singh, those incredible flavors can't happen without great local ingredients.
We use a lot of local ingredients like purple potatoes, apples, berries. It's a very big aspect of our food here, where we try to incorporate all those local ingredients into our menu.
It's definitely very flavorful. Like you can actually taste it in every single bite.
Feels very much Indian, but still like not really like what you would eat in India.
I think they change their menu pretty often, so I'd love to come back and try some new dishes.
The mastermind behind these amazing dishes is the brilliant chef Sarkar. He has a long history in progressive Indian cuisine, making him the perfect fit for a restaurant like this.
He has worked in New Delhi, where this whole movement of progressive Indian started. So he has been there since the beginning, now coming to Mint and showcasing his art in terms of food. Yeah, we're excited to have him, and he's great.
Today, Chef Sarkar and I will be making mapas with beef, short rib, and purple potatoes.
I bet it's just going to be a work of art.
It's amazing. The beef short rib is so tender, you'll love it.
I can't wait.
Mapa is basically kind of south part of India. It's like sauce. Its name is the mapas.
Okay.
Basically, that's the stew.
A stew.
Yeah,
A stew.
but we make it that flavor into the sauce.
Lovely.
We are using local ingredients.
Okay.
So purple potato and carrot, then micro turnip.
This is so
Yeah.
cute.
Micro turnip.
I love that. You just picked these up down at the market?
Yeah.
From where we're at?
From the Pike Place Market in Seattle.
How great is that?
Yeah.
This is the sauce.
Yeah, this is the sauce, basically made from the coconut milk and onion.
And that's about it.
And Indian spice, of course. We have to make tender short rib. It's not like steak or something. So you have to cook for like at least 3 hours.
I love the color.
Just for the color, little bit on top.
Yeah. And then that goes in the oven.
That goes in the oven like 15 minutes so that it gets warm and little bit of color.
Awesome. Okay, step one. I like
Step
that. I bet you enjoy using lots of fresh
Yes, definitely. Progressive Indian is motive is basically using the local ingredients.
It's Indian, but you incorporate what
Local
is around you.
ingredients,
Okay, I love that. And you're in a great place for it.
Yeah.
We sear some pre-blanched potatoes and carrots with butter, salt, and pepper. Then we add the micro turnips and start plating.
Love it when you bring out the tweezers.
In India, we do more of the starch and less of the protein. But over here, we are doing in USA, so that's why we give protein and starch balance. Has to
We
be
like our
balanced.
meat.
And blueberry chutneys.
Blueberry chutney, okay. And it matches the color of the potatoes.
Yeah, this is also like locally in Seattle,
Yes.
in Washington, especially the berries is like very
Love
famous.
the blueberries.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
gorgeous.
thank you.
Yes, that is
Thank you.
so beautiful. This looks so beautiful. I don't know where to start, really. Start
You
here?
can start from here.
Okay. That sauce is just really creamy. The potatoes are a little sweet too. Like
Yeah,
they
lit-
added sweetness.
Little bit have sweet, and coconut milk also give little bit of sweetness to the dish. The blueberry chutney give little hint of the sourness.
Yeah.
We have chili powder a little bit, so that gives little bit of the kick with it. And I put the carrot for the balance.
Oh, that's delicious. delicious
Thank
and
you.
beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank
that
you
was a
for-
lot of fun.
Thank you. Me too.
To get the recipe for mince mapas with beef short rib and purple potatoes, visit wagrown.com. Coming up, Tomas and I are judging a Vietnamese culinary student class.
Don't take it all. Oh, I thought you were.
I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty good.
Washington fruits and vegetables are shipped worldwide for many cultures to enjoy. But here in Washington, we're lucky to be able to experience those cultures and their cuisines without making a trip halfway around the world. Today, I'm headed to Roll Pot in White Center, where Chef Anuba Singh is serving some authentic Indian food that you definitely need to try.
From the region where I belong from, usage of vegetables is very, very common. I mean, you would find less of meat eaters and more of vegetarian people. That is why, some things like cauliflower, potatoes, green peas, all of the vegetables that you see here and some that you don't see. We try to acquire from a locally grown farm. The cauliflower, the potatoes, all of these are very fresh and can be acquired, very easily.
Today, Chef Anuba is having me try a special vegetarian dish called the Aloo Gobi Matar, made with special Washington grown potatoes and cauliflower.
This roll is a tortilla or a roti, as we call in India.
Yeah. And this is all 100% vegetarian dish.
100% vegetarian dish.
That's actually pretty incredible. I'm going to bite into this.
Sure, sure.
And you can feel free to join me here. I'm going to try this out.
And what I have is a full rice bowl, so no wrap in mine, just the rice.
It's so good. The roti is delicious. It's really
sure,
buttery
yeah.
and
crispy, yeah.
There's so much crunch from those fresh vegetables that you have.
Yes.
I don't miss like a meat.
Correct.
When I have a bite of this, I don't feel like I need that.
It brings out all the flavors, but it's not spicy in terms of just putting in like red chilies or green chilies. It's spicy in terms of all the different flavors that come out. I put around, I cannot even count. Maybe there's around 20 individual spices that have been gone into this.
All right, time to see what the people of White Center think of this vegetarian roll pot.
The color is pretty amazing, right?
Yeah. It's got a great flavor. Veggies are really crisp, not overcooked.
You have a great mixture of textures.
There's this really natural flavor to the food.
I have to say, I'm not normally a cauliflower guy, but this is pretty darn good.
But the biggest thing you taste is actually the potatoes.
I don't know, the potatoes seem kind of like the main ingredient.
The potatoes do make this dish. I mean, it's a celebration of potatoes.
I like all the potatoes.
As you should.
Yeah.
I've always been a big fan of Washington potatoes.
It's really hard to describe it in English, but there's these really amazing aromatic kind of flavors, spices, herbs that are just really mixing well and enhancing the flavor.
So what if you weren't going to describe it in English?
Well, I don't know. I don't know very many other languages. That's what's so hard about it. I just feel like I'm really stuck in my language of English.
Southeast Asian cuisine is well known around the world for its incredible blend of unique flavors. And here in Vietnam, at the Hung Ep Ao Culinary School, students train hard so they can bring amazing food to kitchens all over the world.
We have nearly 30,000 students per year. Our students, after they graduate, after the program, they will join to the hotel or restaurant in Vietnam, and someone they go to another country like Australian, like American to work in that country.
I want to be a chef because it's in my family traditional for many generations. I want to travel around the world to explore many new ingredients, and maybe I can mix it into the Vietnamese cuisine and make them new interests.
Today, the students are attending a special lecture focused on cooking with fresh Washington ingredients. Chef Stephen Long starts off with a demonstration, making a delicious seafood dish with colorful Washington-grown potatoes, apples, blueberries, flour, and pears. For the next part of the lecture, the students have been divided into teams, making their own unique Washington-focused dishes. They only have a limited amount of time to prep, and when time's up, we step in.
The students have been creating their dishes, and now it is time for all of us to judge. We are going to go on a culinary adventure.
Yes, we are, because there's some beautiful dishes here, wouldn't you say, Chef?
I love it. The plating is really nice. And now the most important is
Okay.
13 dishes were brought out, and we started right in.
All right, you guys ready? Oh, you already did it? You're like, I already judged this thing. All right, bon appetit. Let's try. Ooh, boy, look at that.
Don't take it all. Oh, I thought you were.
It's really tasty.
Has a nice cinnamon flavor.
I don't think I've ever had something like that. It's like doughy.
The dish, they have more time because
Right.
because they have only 45 minutes for.
Yeah, I know.
And that's not bad with 45 minutes.
Flavor.
Exactly.
As it turns out, Chef Steven is a hard man to please.
What do you think?
That's okay.
It's okay? It's okay.
I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty good.
13 dishes later, and it's time to pick our top 3 favorites.
Can I say that I like them all?
After some deliberation, we managed to pick our favorites, and the winners came up to get their prizes. But I think at the end of the day, the real winners of this competition were us judges.
I'm full.
Very good.
It was delicious. Delicious. We're in the kitchen at Second Harvest Food Bank in Spokane, Washington, and we are ready to taste some great food. I here have my co-tasters, always, that I love. Chef Laurent Zarate, thank you for joining us, and we love your expertise.
Thank you.
And my co-host, Tomas.
Here we are again.
Yes.
I love it.
I know. And you developed the recipes that we're tasting, so
for the
I
whole
love that.
season.
Was that fun?
Yes, it is. It was great. It was a lot of work, but a lot of fun.
I know, as if you don't have, anything else to do as an instructor and
Yes, at Spokane Community College, but it's my pleasure to do that and to share things. When you cook, you don't cook for yourself, you cook for others.
Right.
And you share your love, your passion, you share a piece of you.
Well, you would have loved to have been with us in Vietnam. Probably the best French fries I've ever had in my life was in Vietnam.
Vietnamese fries?
Yeah, they were Washington.
French fries?
Washington frozen, crinkle cut
They were?
fries. Yes,
Oh,
but the way they made them,
it,
I don't know what it was. It was just so good.
Maybe it was also just that little taste of home.
Maybe, maybe.
It's that fries from Washington.
Yes, and our Washington potato farmers work so hard
It's so many,
and
so
produce
many kinds of potatoes.
such incredible
nowadays.
quality.
You can find so many kinds of
Can.
potatoes.
That's
yeah.
true. It's not just a russet.
No, anymore.
and a goal.
And as a baked potato, right?
Right.
And that's it.
Yeah,
Right?
I
So
know.
today we decided to do Yukon Gold.
Okay.
Yellow potatoes.
Love it.
And the title may backfire because it says the best potato puree ever.
The best in like big capital letters
Exactly.
too.
So I don't know. To me, it's the best because it's the classic way of making a potato puree.
And so
which
we're not
is,
talking like the American mashed potatoes.
No,
we're talking
about
French potato
French
puree.
potato puree. Yes, made with a food mill. You don't make it with a food processor, otherwise it becomes too elastic.
Mm-hmm.
And a touch of nutmeg in it. Which is
Nutmeg,
very-
okay,
nutmeg,
that's
which is a
interesting.
classic way to make a mashed potatoes. And a lot of butter. Lots of butter. One of the best mashed potatoes.
Okay.
you can buy.
I
Because
can't
it's
wait
a
to
classic.
try it.
Yeah, and our chef in the kitchen
They
here
are
at
in
Second
the kitchen
Harvest,
right now.
They are doing it right now,
Yeah.
so I cannot wait to taste it.
Let's find out how they make it. Look at that.
Oh man.
Butter.
It's melting off the top there.
Butter is better.
Butter is better.
Of all the things I've learned over the show, simple is better.
Oh yeah.
You know,
I totally agree with you.
a few ingredients is all you need, and this is a perfect example of that.
If you have a great product, don't mess it up.
Mess it up. Don't mess it up. Oh, this is so good. That nutmeg adds such a unique something.
Yeah,
You're like,
something
what is that?
It's just kind of hidden in the background, isn't it? It makes you know that there's a difference, but if you don't know what nutmeg tastes like,
So
you're kind of,
good.
what is that? But it's nice.
And I love the consistency.
Smooth, slight, the best potato puree.
Potato puree.
You can't go wrong.
And I like the fact that the kitchen added some chives on top, gives that nice
so good
onion flavor. You know?
So a food mill is
Food mill is the key.
Is
it's
the key.
Yes, a food mill, no
Yeah.
food processor, and a lot of butter.
and just simple ingredients
Simple.
to
Simple is
highlight
good.
our Washington potatoes.
Beautiful.
I love that. Good job.
Like being a baby again, you know.
To get the recipe for Chef Laurent Zarati's potato puree, visit us at wagrown.com. Whether it's incredible Indian food in Seattle or across the ocean in Vietnam, Washington grown potatoes always hit the spot. That's it for this episode of Washington Grown. We'll see you next time.